Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this from. This is my Serbia versus England UEFA Euro 2024 Matchday 1 preview, and I'll be doing my Matchday 1 predictions as well. They'll be done as well after I've done my match preview for Serbia versus England. And I've added a few things to my match previews. I've added a challenge. I have added a challenge, of course, which is basically I picked six Indian players and I picked 5 Serbian players, but I'll get onto it later on in the preview. But this is a match preview. This is where our Hero campaign starts against Serbia. Of course, in Germany. It is in Germany. The horse nation. Of course, I thought I'll day out today, so I don't have to worry about it during the week. And but obviously our international warm-up games have ended with a 3-0 win against Bosnia and a 1-0 defeat to a Puri supermarket in Iceland. That's not me being disrespectful to Iceland, but there is a supermarket called Iceland, so but it's always bloody Iceland. That's gonna be a meme, isn't it? In the Euros and in the warm-up game before the Euros as well. And just terrible, honestly. It's just terrible. It was just terrible to watch, honestly. Made me sick, honestly. We have this squad of players. And we got Salkown. We got Salkown in the dugout. That's who I call him, Salkown. He should have done after the World Cup. After the World Cup for me. And yeah, I'm not confident at all. I'm not confident on into the tournament. I know I put us to get to the semi-finals. That's only because of our squad. But I did say once we come up against someone decent, we get beat. Simple as that. England are flat to our boys. We are international bridesmaids as well. It's just another Belgium. We just ruined our golden generation. We keep ruining our golden generation, and we're just bridesmaids in tournaments and flat to our boys in qualifying. Simple as that. But we do come up against Serbia. Other teams in our group is Slovenia and Denmark. So it'd be quite interesting that game between Slovenia and Denmark, because I think that could be a close game. Because Slovenia, main man is going to be Sletsko up front, and Denmark well experienced in the last Euro tournament. They did well in the weeks of semi-finals. We shit out our way past them in the semi-finals in extra time against them. So Denmark were quite unlucky not to reach the final. So a well-drilled outfit, Denmark, and interesting game though against Slovenia. I thought Sesko was Serbian or Slovakia, but it's actually Slovenian. So I know Opia plays for Slovenia, and but that's obviously for the other game. We go against Serbia. Serbia do play the final warm-up game today. I've completely forgotten who they were against. I think it was Sweden. Was it Sweden they were against? And but yeah, let's get straight into it. In terms of how Serbia line up, this is how I expect Serbia to line up in the game. Got some pretty decent players, haven't they? But I can see Matsunfits probably dropping into defence. He's not a defensive midfielder, but I can see him playing in the back three with Militovic and another midfielder, another national midfielder in Dudjay. I see Dudjay dropping into centre back as well. That's where I see Serbia's weakness. They haven't got any natural centre backs. That obviously they have told up centre backs, but they've not really done enough quality for me. So I wouldn't be shocked to see Serbia drop two of their good midfielders into defence alongside probably their best defender in Mitrovic, in my opinion, in my eyes. And you should see Jukic and Ayat play as a double pivot in midfield, because this is the formation the manager prefers to play. I know they played 4-2-3-1 in the most recent warm-up game, but I think they will play three at the back. In my opinion, have Tosis and Sukovic as the wingers, as like the wing backs. Tosis does a good job as a wing back, doesn't he? Especially with defences in Serie A. Has been into Crystal Palace, Tosis, because of that yen with Oliver Kelsner from the Frankfurt days. So, but that would be a hell of a signing, wouldn't it, for Crystal Palace? I'm not on the eye. But he does a good job, Tosis. He's a good player. It reminds me of Ivan Perisic, where he can play as a wing back, but can also play as a winger as well. He's basically a wing back, isn't he, Tosis? And I think Seferovic will be more dropping back, while Tosis will be more done forward as a wing back. Obviously, we've seen Jukic in the Premier League with Fulham. He's been good cover whenever Paulinho's been out as well. Could be the Paulinho replacement if Paulinho leaves Fulham. And then we go on to front three. This is how I expect Serbia to line up as the front three. Dusan Tadic, he's played under the before, played as the under before, obviously in the Premier League days under Southampton. At Southampton, I thought. He's played at Ajax as well. Dusan Tadic. We got Mitrovic Savic, of course, he's always been in with an asset away from Lazio, hasn't he? One of the best midfielders in Serie A. He is obviously one of the best midfielders in Serie A, of course. But for Serbia, he's played a different role, hasn't he? He's played more on the front three. It's basically the Tadic and Savic won't play as wingers, they'll play more like attacking midfielders for me, because they are natural attacking midfielders. And Serbia don't really play with natural wingers, in my opinion. On who will start up front for Serbia, you got options, you got Dusan Vlahovic, you got Alexander Mitrovic, and you got Jukovic as well. So they've got good options, haven't they, up front, Serbia? Got good options, but you would probably expect Vlahovic to start up front. Then easy putting Mitrovic on to buoy our defence. And let's be real, we got injuries. We have got injuries in our defence at England, so obviously with John Stones apparently going off injured against Iceland as well. And so in terms of how I would line up for England, I would go for Pickford and Dome. I would actually go for Trippier at right back. I think Kyle Walker struggled against Iceland, in my opinion, so I would swap Walker. I wouldn't really play Walker anyways in these type of games. I would play Walker more in the big games, but the fact that Walker struggled against Iceland is a bit of a worry for me, because what's he done behind against in my opinion, the favourites to win the tournament in France, the host nation Germany. What's he done behind against them teams, Kyle Walker? Trippier's not really had a great season for Newcastle. He's been a bit inconsistent, but I was starting at right back. And I think Trippier's always done be a starter for me because of his set pieces as well. But then you got Trent for that, haven't you? Got Trent Alexander-Arnold for that. So yeah, there is defensive worries at the back. By the time I'm doing this video, John Stones apparently went off injured. He should be okay. Apparently he might be okay, John Stones. But we'll wait and see. But if he is out, I think we've got no choice to go for Tonza and Mark Leahy as the two centre backs. Look, both of them are good centre backs. I rate Leahy more than Tonza. I think Conte reminds me of a bit of a Joe Gomez for me. I actually think he'd be more better as a fullback, Conte. But he's been decent. He's been good for Aston Villa, hasn't he, Conte, this season? But I kind of worry with him at centre back for me. I think he's more of a Joe Gomez, where I actually think he'd be more better as a fullback, in my opinion. He just reminds me of Joe Gomez, Conte, where he's vulnerable as a centre back, but as a fullback, yeah, I think he's good. I think he'd be good as a fullback, but we don't know a choice, so I think Conte will be in there. Dahey, Matchday. For me, Matchday, he's been a consistent centre back for Crystal Palace in back-to-back seasons now, so I'm not worried about him. I am worried about his lack of inexperience, but I think he'll do all right at centre back, to be fair. And I've done for Joe Gomez at left back because then we don't know about Luke Shaw, so we could see Joe Gomez start the first game at left back, and he's done a job. He's done a job at full back, hasn't he, at Liverpool? Obviously, I know more as a Liverpool fan. He's done a good job at whenever he's played at full back, especially at left back this past season for Liverpool as well. And the rest of the England team for me, surely got to speak for itself. Surely got to play Trent and Declan White, and I think he will. I think this is my lineup. I'll go to what I think down south there will pick. But yeah, I think down south there will pick them 5 players: Arnold, White, Saka, Ben, and Foden, and Harry Kane. I think down south there will pick the same, in my opinion. But it's just down south town for me. Down south town's tactics that ruin these proper players that we've got. It really is disgusting, in my opinion. Really is disgusting. Because if we would have had a winner as a manager, yeah, I would probably expect us to win the tournament. Don't get me wrong, I do expect us to win the tournament. But we won't because of the manager. Which is why I put us using the semi-finals to my eventual winners, which will be France, in my opinion. So he got to start Arnold. I think Arnold has to start in midfield for Dow South there, in my opinion. I think Mainu struggled for me against Iceland. But I'm not going to be too hard on Mainu, like people are. Like journalists are. He is very inexperienced, Mainu, to the international stage. So he's going to need that experience more, Mainu, in my opinion. So yeah, Arnold and White is a double pivot. Saka and Foden, don't need to say why. They need to be starters for me. Bellingham to play in that attacking midfield role where he's been playing for Real Madrid this season. With Harry Kane up front. And for me, I don't think we should start Cole Palmer and Foden together. He got to start one of them, in my opinion. And it has to be obviously Foden for me. He's more natural as a winger than Cole Palmer for me. I know Cole Palmer's played on the wing for Chelsea, but I see Cole Palmer more as an attacking midfielder for me. So that would be my lineup. And in terms of how down south there will go, probably the only one different position for me to my lineup. I reckon he'll go for Tyler Walker at right back and Trippier at left back. But I do think he will go for the 2 centre backs, Tons and Gray, if John Stones is out injured. If Stones is okay, then yeah, obviously I think Stones will start, in my opinion. So on to the challenge then. So obviously, as you see, that is at the moment on your screen. You see the Serbia formation. That is obviously the challenge is. I got this idea from the Full-Time Sports Network, Bobby Court. From Bobby Court, obviously. I think the 5 players, before we go on to the challenge, the 5 players to watch for Serbia, for me, is Tadic, Vlahovic, Miroslav Savic, Kostic, and I would say Serbia as well. I think the wing backs and the front three of Serbia, they're the threat for me. They're the threat for me, and they're the 5 players to watch. In my opinion, but the challenge, onto the challenge then. We do for the home team format, and obviously there's no home team because it's in the neutral tournament, neutral venue. But we do that for the home side, which is Serbia. So we will do for 3-4-3, and the challenge is you need to pick six Indian players, or obviously for me, pick 6 Indian players and 5 Serbia players. If you're a Serbia fan, you can pick 6 Serbia players and 5 Indian players. If you're neutral, you can do a bit of both. Do a bit of both if you want. But if you're an Indian fan, 5 Indian players and 6 Indian players, 5 Serbia players. If you're a Serbia fan, you can pick six of your players and 5 Indian players. You're not allowed any doubts because that's an auto fail. That is an auto fail. So John Stones is a doubt, and you're not allowed to pick John Stones because he's still on the doubt yet. It doesn't matter if John Stones does play. You're allowed to pick John Stones in your lineup, but not in the challenge lineup because he is a doubt. So you're not allowed any players who are a doubt in your team. So this is the team I've done for. This is the challenge team I've done for. I've done for John Pickford in goal. I've done for Kyle Walker as a right centre back because we've seen him play there in the 2018 World Cup and the 2021 Euros. Kyle Walker. I actually think he'll be much better as a right centre back for me, Kyle Walker, than as a full back, in my opinion. So, done for Dunche, even though he's a midfielder, I done for him at the back just because of England's lack of options at centre back, and I done for Matchday as well, who is again another midfielder, but I done for him as a centre back. I will be waiting my team at the end of this. Done for Arsenal-Arnold and Kostic as the wing backs. We're saying bad, is it? We're saying bad, yes we will. Done for Jude Bellingham and Mitrovic-Savic as the 2 double pivot midfielders. I done for Dusan Tadic to play on the left wing, Saka on the right wing, and Harry Kane in the middle. So I have got Harry Kane, Saka, Bellingham, Arsenal-Arnold and Walker, and obviously John Pickford as the 6 Indian players because I am an Indian supporter. So I picked 6 Indian players, and the 5 Serbian players done for is Dunche, Matanovic, Savic, Kostic, and Dusan Tadic. So in terms of how I would weight that team, because there's natural centre back options, there's no natural centre back there. I haven't off 7 out of 10. I did that 7 out of 10 for me, just because of the lack of centre back options. So I have to put 2 midfielders who can play as a centre back in there, and obviously Kyle Walker, who can do a good job in there, but he's more natural as a right back. So I'm off a 7 out of 10 in terms of my teams. So feel free to leave your chance teams down below in the comments. I'll give them a rating as well. But in terms of my prediction then, for the game tomorrow, I actually think you might see a few surprising predictions in my Matchday 1 predictions, because I think a lot of teams are going to start slow. I said it was Scotland having Germany in the first day of the Euros, the opening day of the Euros. I actually think it might benefit Scotland having Germany early on. You want to play these big teams early on as well, and that's what I'm doing with Serbia. I actually think Serbia will be thinking to themselves, you know what, we're getting England at the right time. And England for me, I don't be under huge pressure in these group stages. There's a lot of expectations of England as well to do a very far in the tournament. A lot of people are expecting us to win the tournament, which I think is nonsense. Not on the part that we've got the squad. I do expect us to win it on our squad, but I just think it's nonsense. People don't for us to win it because we've got Down South down in the dugout. So there's more chance of Trevor Collins using weight, to be honest with you. And for me, Down South managing this crop of England players, it's like, come on. It's like, if it's an analogy, it's like Harry Trott from EastEnders, who is Down South there, having a crush on David Beckham, which is obviously the squad of England players. David Beckham be thinking to himself, ooh, I'm running away. This is what the England players are doing. This is what the England players do. They don't want Down South as manager. You can see it in the faces. That's why it's like Heather Trott from EastEnders having a crush on David Beckham. Oh, seriously. And this is the 4th tournament in the war with Down South there. If you want to add the Nations League as well, obviously I don't really count Nations League as a tournament just yet, because I think the Nations League needs to have more years, in my opinion. Then I will count it. But I will be doing Nations League content, definitely, because I'll still want to win it, because at the end of the day, it's still been created a tournament. So, and we've been shocking in that as well. And for me, I actually don't think we will win this game. I can see us either shithousing a 2-1 or 1-0 win. A bit like the Tunisia game 2018. But I actually think we'll draw this game. I think we'll draw 1-1. I think we'll draw 1-1 in this game. That's my prediction. I've gone for 1-1. Goal storage. In terms of goal storage, for Serbia, I just worry for our defence. I think Fralves might actually get a goal. I think he'll bully our defenders, in my opinion. So I'm going to go for Fralves for Serbia. And for England, I'm going to go for a Harry Kane penalty. So I'm going to do 1-1. Fralves and Harry Kane to start the goals. And we now, for the final part, we go on to my Matchday 1 predictions. So these are my Matchday 1 predictions. I've done for Germany 1, Scotland 1, which will shock a few people. Hungary 1, Switzerland 1. Done for Spain 0, Croatia 1. Done for Italy 2, Albania 0. Done for Poland and Netherlands to play out a 1-1 draw. Done for Denmark, who are Denmark, Slovenia, the other teams in our group. Done for Denmark to hold on to get a 2-1 win over Slovenia. Obviously, done for Serbia 1, England 1. Done for Romania and Ukraine to play out 1-1 draw. Belgium 1, Slovakia 1, Austria 1, France 1, Turkey 1, Georgia 1, and Portugal 1, Czech Republic 1. So a lot of 1-1 draws. But that's what I think. I actually think a lot of teams might start slowly. I mean, in terms of the bid teams, I think a lot of bid teams will start slowly, in my opinion. And I actually think they may drop points early, these bid teams, but then probably turn it around in Matchday 2, Matchday 3 when they feel the pressure. So they are my Matchday 1 predictions. Feel free to leave your predictions down below for Serbia versus England. Feel free to leave your Matchday 1 predictions down below as well in the comments. And feel free to leave your thoughts down below. Feel free to leave your challenge teams down below in the comments. That's what I'm going to add to my match previews for England, for Liverpool, for Taro as well, along with the 5 to watch as well. So, but yeah, then massive shout out to Full Time Sports Network, the Army TV, Bobby from there. I did copy the idea, to be fair. I didn't really ask him, but I just thought I would do it from last previews because it's quite a good idea. So feel free to leave your predictions down below, and feel free to leave your chance teams down below and your thoughts going into this Serbia versus England game. Any Serbia fans watching as well, feel free to get involved as well in the comments, and yeah, feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Take care, stay safe, and see you all later. Have a good rest of the day, everyone, and have a good rest of the week.